Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a really nice video for you all. It's called Why I Love Knowing I Have High Functioning Autism. It's a reply video to the Laura James article that she did a few months ago on the Telegraph newspaper website, and I thought I'd do my own reply as somebody on the autistic spectrum as a female. So I've written my notes here. As you can see, I've got my notes here to help me keep on track. So here we go. The article says that men are more highly likely to end up on the autism spectrum than females. I agree with that first point, because men are more obvious. Men tend to have more symptoms rather than females, because we tend to mask and we're able to fit in, we're able to blend more than males are. So I agree with that. However, she states that this is a stereotypical label, and the typical stereotype, as Laura describes, she always knew she had been different, being unable to do other things people could simply do. That most things that people can find straightforward. Again, I agree with that. That's a well-noted point. I struggle to do the straightforward things, such as having my routine, having things to do like homework and things like that. I always struggle to keep on top of everything. So I agree with that. I can totally relate to how she's feeling. She describes my school life for me. It was very difficult. She also says that she struggled to maintain friendships. The same here with me. I struggled to maintain any friendships. I got severely bullied. She says that she's always, the days since she started going through school life, she found it really difficult. She wanted to be on her own. She wanted to be reading a book, away from crowds. Same here. I often would take myself away into quiet classrooms to have my lunch, or I'd go into a classroom with the selected friends that I had at the time and have lunch with them, just to be out of the way of the noise, the busyness of the school day. And then she goes on to talk about her adult life, always it being a struggle to fit in with society, struggling to fit in with people being around her. You know, she's a people person because of her work and such. So for me, again, it's a constant struggle. Being around people, knowing how to read them, trying to interact with them can be quite difficult. But she does go on to say that since receiving her diagnosis, it's been a moment of liberation for her. And I must say, I can agree with her partially on that. I can agree that it was quite an overwhelming, happy feeling. I can agree that it was good to have that diagnosis. It was good to have that label. But at the same time, it wasn't, because I got very, very upset. I got very angry. I cried for a few weeks. I was very, very up and down with my emotions. I didn't know what to do. And that ended up me taking the mick out of people, especially my family. I was quite rude to some of them because I didn't understand what was happening. I had to adjust to a new label, a new diagnosis. It was something that I hadn't really thought of before, so I had to go through all that. But at the same time, all my emotions came out. So for me, it was a case of learning to accept that I was diagnosed with high-functioning autism. I was also beforehand diagnosed with high-functioning anxiety, so I basically had anxiety, mental health to deal with, and then been dealing with autism on top of that. It kind of just become an overwhelming diagnosis. So when she says that she never understood why she hasn't coped in society, I can totally get that. I can get why she would get that overwhelming sensory overload feeling, because it is difficult knowing what to say to people. And when you're on the autism spectrum, or you suspect that you're on the autism spectrum, it can be quite overpowering to be around people. So for me, it'd be a case of acting inappropriate. I'd often say the wrong thing, or I would dress inappropriate for the selected time of year. Say I would wear summer things in winter and winter things in summer. So again, it's about being told that I couldn't wear that kind of clothing because the weather wasn't appropriate for that time. So again, I wouldn't realise my actions. But since receiving my diagnosis, like Laura has said, we kind of learn to cope. We put our strategies into place, and we try and not let our lives get overloaded. We try and have to process things every day. We have to process people's voices, the noise, the smell, people being around us. So it's just all one big blur. And also, like she always says that she struggled to get a diagnosis. Same here. Again, when you go to the doctor and you tell them that you suspect you're autistic, or you suspect you have something wrong with you, the doctor's always like, no, there's nothing wrong. I was told many times there wasn't nothing wrong with me, but eventually I saw the mental health link worker who assessed me and referred me to the autism assessment team. and then I was seen by them, and it took from, I think it was the year before that, for the year from my diagnosis to now, to 2014 when I got diagnosed. So it took like 2.5 years, and finally everything started fitting into place. They explained that I struggle with eye contact, body language, sarcasm and humour. I struggled to read people. I struggled with social situations, which to this day I still struggle with all the time. I have to learn to put my strategies into place to help me cope with that and help me readjust to the situation so I can cope a little bit better. So yeah, I can understand what she says with that. And she also says about how her life started making sense. When she was diagnosed an adult, things started fitting in. I can relate to that because as someone on the spectrum myself, you kind of relate to how things work out. You have to adjust to society and the common rules and the social norms. You have to kind of try and fit into a society that doesn't fit for us all the time. So again, being a woman on the spectrum, we're very, very hidden because we fit in, we blend, we mask, we cope. And that does overwhelm us, that exhausts us. It exhausts me all day, every day. I have to learn to fit in and blend and behave and do things that I often don't like to do so we can appear the normal. And Laura states that really, really well when she says that it's now changed her life. And after a few weeks, she could tell people. Again, I relate to that because I was able to tell people after a couple of 3 weeks of being finding myself and explaining to myself what it was like to be diagnosed. And now it's really improved my relationships with a lot of people, especially my close family, my close friends. And it's helped me to get my story out there to the public. It's helped me to get my story out there to professionals who I work with. So it's really helped me to understand how my life is now a blessing. It's a gift. I feel like I'm a gifted person because I've been able to finally fit in. I finally have that diagnosis which has freed me in a lot of ways to be myself. And I was myself before, but when you're diagnosed with something like this, it is a moment of, okay, now I know what it's like. I now know that I can be myself. I don't have to hide behind this like glass barrier, so to speak. So yeah, I feel like being diagnosed with autism is a blessing. It's a gift. It's a way that I see the world magically in a different way from the neurotypical people. And I feel that it gives me a gift of seeing ways in a different perspective, a different light. And I can finally be myself. I can finally be free without hiding behind what people expect me to be or what society expects me to be. So I really, really love this article. Thank you so much, Laura James, for doing this article. I will tag you in my video tags in the description. I will also link the article in my video description below. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe for more content. Until next time.